How's everybody doing? Welcome to a recap of the 2021 NBA Media Day. That's right. Tomorrow, training camp starts. It's always fun to talk about what player X, Y, and Z did on Media Day because a lot of the guys are just having fun. And let's get to it. LaMelo Ball was throwing out dollar bills, right? Acting like if he was at a strip club, maybe. I don't know where he was at, man, but he was having some fun on Media Day. And then he had Nikola Jokic, the MVP of the league, say that Shaq could not guard him. And I agree with him because Nikola Jokic is literally unguardable. He's proven that on every single level. So I'm excited to see what they do this season because they just gave Michael Porter Jr. up to $207 million. Obviously, the details are very, kind of weird and how it's all gonna work, but it's a max deal, man. So good for him. Ultra talented player. We'll see what happens there. We'll see if he can stay healthy for a third consecutive season. It was never a matter of talent, right? With Michael Porter Jr., it's more of can he stay healthy? That's why 13 teams passed up on him. If not, he would have been top 3 without question. So we'll see what happens there. Ben Simmons saga, it's still a thing. Doc Rivers was very vocal about it today, pretty much cutting off a reporter who had a follow-up question saying that he was in charge. I thought that was pretty funny. One of the highlights for me, just showing how things are kind of crumbling down for the Sixers. We'll see what happens there. Ben Simmons doesn't want anything to do with this team. What are they going to do? Are they going to take 25 cents on the dollar? Are they trying to get 50 cents on the dollar? I don't know right now. If I were them, I would stay put, find Ben Simmons until he finally shows up to training camp. Try and get as much possible out of him if he shows up and he plays the same way James Harden did. But in terms of having to make a move now, I still think they have a little bit of leverage in the sense that who wants to lose millions and millions of dollars? I know Ben Simmons doesn't. I know he said he will, but talk is cheap until it actually starts affecting your bank account. And I just feel like the lifestyle that he lives, it'll be difficult to just see all those hundreds of thousands of dollars going away, going to waste like that, man. So who knows? It's a very unique and different situation that we've never seen with a dude with 4 years left on his contract saying that he ain't showing up to training camp. That is crazy to me. Let's move on to the other things like LeBron James saying that he is very motivated. He didn't specify on what, but he went on the Laker TV show and said that he is very motivated, that he finds ways to do movies, to put the work in basketball, to continue to get better for his teammates and himself and his legacy. It's going to be a fun season. It's going to be a very weird, fun season. Giannis saying that he got vaccinated, that he wants to be protected. And we'll touch on the whole vaccination stuff because obviously it's the topic, right? Everybody wants to talk about it, or maybe not, but we still got to, discuss it and kind of break down where some guys stand. I got the sense that after listening to a lot of the interviews and being in some of the Kings ones as well, that the guys are going to support each other regardless if they're on one side or the other. I feel like most of them are on the side of, okay, you make what's best for you and your family, and we'll respect it. Because at the end of the day, as Buddy Hield said, there is no contractual saying in your contract that you have to be vaccinated. So that's pretty much what he said. Whether or not, Andrew Wiggins, Kyrie Irving, all these guys who are on the bubble about that are going to go through with it, I don't know, right? Because some teams are going to start implementing some very strict guidelines on whether or not you can play. For the fans, if you're not vaccinated, you pretty much can't go into the arena for a lot of these arenas now. And I think most arenas, most states, most NBA teams are headed in that direction, whether you like it or not. It's not up for debate. It's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. I'm not going to, pretty much voice where I'm at on this side of the story. It's just more putting out the information out and just telling you what guys are thinking, right? Again, just to recap that, Bradley Beal was very vocal about it, saying that, his quote was, I would ask the question to those who are getting vaccinated: why are you still getting COVID? You can still get COVID and still pass it along if vaccinated. So that's kind of paraphrasing, right? What he said. Some people, for whatever reason, man, they don't believe in it. We don't know. In this country, you have the right to stand up for yourself and make a decision. Whether that decision is going to allow you to play basketball or not, it's I don't know, right? And it's major concern because some of these guys, man. I mean, the NBA pretty much said that some of the staffers not being vaccinated, it's a huge, huge concern, and I just don't know what's gonna happen, right? I know a lot of these NBA guys aren't vaccinated yet, so it's gonna come down to whether or not the NBA teams are like, okay, you're not vaccinated, you're not playing. And if you're not playing, are you losing money? Is it affecting your pockets? At that point, then do you get into legal matters? If that's the case, if that's a direction that they head in, it's a very it's a very iffy topic, right? It's very touchy for sure. So who knows, man? Who knows? Courtney Rouse just gave me like the three wildest things that happens today. Kind of went over LaMelo Ball throwing dollar bills, acting like he was at the strip club. Tristan Thompson today, right, for the Kings, kind of answering the question for Buddy Hield after he was asked about the potential Laker trade deal that didn't go through, right, and how I believe it was The Athletic that said that the Kings weren't notified that the Lakers had a deal, right, with the Wizards, and they were talking to him, and then they ended up going with that deal, so they were pretty upset about it. And they asked Buddy Hield about that, and Tristan Thompson interfered and kind of answered it for him. He said, well, he's worried about being the Kings. He has the Kings, blah, blah, blah. That was pretty cool. That was pretty funny. It was a ha-ha-ha moment type thing. Kyrie pretty much saying also, going back to the vaccination stuff, he wasn't going to answer any questions. That if you try to ask him that question, that he was going to give you the exact same response, which was like, it's a personal thing. I'm not going to answer. Please respect that. End of discussion. I thought that was very interesting, man. Like, what's gonna happen there, right? It's a wild, wild time right now, man. Again, Ben Simmons saga is crazy. Jason Kidd says that Luka needs to rely on his teammates a little bit more. We'll see what happens there. And then Damien Lillard, man. Talk about Dame Dollar Lillard. One of the quotes that he had said was, at the end of the last season, I wanted to see our roster improve. We had our conversations about what that might look like. I come into the season with faith that will happen. We've done some things that I like. I didn't expect us to go out there and get Kevin Durant all of a sudden, but the conversations that we've had are genuine, that we're trying to move into the right direction. That's what I feel. So there is some positivity coming out of Portland with Damian Lillard. I don't think they moved the needle. I don't think they got better. Chauncey Billups, first time head coach, no experience. Being a head coach. Just tell me where the Blazers improved, right? They're a playoff team, yes, but they're a team that, let's be honest, they're a second-round team at best right now, but probably a first-round exit. And I love Damian Lillard. And for the record, Damian Lillard is my favorite basketball player. But it's not enough to just have Damian Lillard, especially in today's NBA. Especially with the Nets, the Bucks, the Lakers, all those great teams. The Nuggets who are ascending. I don't know, man. It's going to be a very interesting year. I want to touch on Cat as well. This is one of his quotes. I've been through everything. Death of a head coach, numerous front offices. I didn't have a chance to build any true relationships with anybody because there's always instability. Deframed by teammates. Been a scapegoat for people. Shit hasn't been easy. Karl Anthony Towns voicing his opinion. It's been tough, man. His mom passing away from COVID. So as you can see, there is a a huge contingency on getting vaccinated, and Cat is on that side. How does he feel about potentially some of his brothers, right? The brotherhood that the NBA is, not wanting to get vaccinated. How are they gonna break all that down? And man, it's gonna be fascinating to see how that transpires for sure. Lonzo Ball saying that he's going back to being a traditional point guard. I thought that was interesting. The Chicago Bulls are a very intriguing team. They have some nice acquisitions over the summer. They have some nice pieces. On paper, they look really good. Whether or not that, comes to fruition on the court, we'll see what happens there. But they're very talented. Caruso, DeMar, Lonzo, Vooch coming in the trade at the deadline last season. It's going to be very, very fun to see what they do as well. I still don't think they're top 4 in the East. Just on top of my head, Nets, Bucks 1 and 2, right? I still got the Celtics over them. I got the Sixers over them. That's 4. I got the Hawks. That's 5. As of right now, they're 6. The Knicks are right there too. Knicks, Bull. Tell me any of the teams that I named aren't better. Like right now, they're better. They have better chemistry. So that's something to definitely keep your eye on for sure. Victor Oladipo out of Miami saying that I want to be one of the best comeback stories ever. Hey, that's a good guy, man. He's trying his best to stay healthy. When healthy, I think he's a very, very good basketball player. We'll see what happens there. He's pretty much doing it on a very cheap deal, right? A prove-it deal, as they like to say. Same with, what's his name? Dennis Schroeder. We'll see what he does. That Boston Celtics team, to me, is very deep now. They have a lot of good players coming off that bench, and we'll see what they do. But I got them ranked over the Bulls right now, too. The Bulls got 2 legitimate, very young, very exciting, very good All-Stars in Tatum and Brown. That's why I got them over the Chicago Bulls as well. He had some fun stuff out of the San Francisco Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, right? With Steph and Clay being funny, looking like Mr. Moon out there. So that was pretty funny. And then Steph Curry showing his Curry 9s. I like the way they look. I'm not going to lie. I like the way they look. I've never actually played in a Curry. I've tried one on. It was last year's model, the 8s. I liked them. Everybody says that the traction is just insane. Whether or not it's comfortable, the way I like my shoes, like the Air Jordan 36s, I think it's the best shoe of 2021. We'll see if the Curry 9 tops it this year. I think I am going to try it on and potentially play in it as well. So we'll see what happens there. And LeBron James pretty much said that he had 2 offers to play in the NFL, right? The Cowboys and the Seahawks. Whether or not that's true, who knows? We'll never know. It's his word against everybody else's who denies it. And that was during COVID, he said. I thought that was pretty fun. Yeah, I've gone over a lot of things. Oh, and then Joel Embiid pretty much saying that if Ben Simmons showed what he does on Instagram, they'd be so much better. 100%. Whether it's just, does Ben Simmons want to be there? And the answer is no, right? We all know that. Will the Sixers ever get that version of Ben Simmons? The answer is no. Will the team that trades for Ben Simmons get that Instagram Ben Simmons? The answer is maybe. He's just too talented not to go after him. And I know every team is interested in him. It's just whether or not they can afford it in terms of making the contracts work. And then if the 76ers will accept the offer. That's the biggest takeaway right there. It's what Doc said today, right? What Joel Embiid said today. Man, so much stuff. It was just a fun day overall. Let me know what your favorite moment was of the 2021 NBA Media Day. Training camp starts tomorrow. I can't wait. Keep it here on the Basketball Zone YouTube channel, guys. We'll be covering everybody One last thing though, Jalen Green saying that he has a lot of motivation to be the rookie of the year. We got an Alperen Şengün video coming out. I didn't understand what Şengün said because he had a translator up there during the Rockets media day. But you know, to me he's gonna be very good, and that's just a fact. So Jalen Green saying he's ultra motivated. He should have been the number 1 pick. He's still going with that narrative, and we love it because that creates storylines, right? Kate Cunningham and the Pistons are going to be exciting as well. Scotty Barnes saying that he's ready to be a great Raptor. Man, lots of good stuff coming soon, guys. Again, keep it here. Like, share, and subscribe for all NBA news, all NBA content, NBA content, behind the scenes, podcast, film breakdowns. We're bringing all the heat this season, man. Keep it here. Share, like, everything, man. It just helps out a lot. Thank you, guys. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.